They're already dry, and then we'll go with that rosemary at the very end, right before we're ready to serve. Done here. Last thing I'm going to do, just to give it some moisture and some flavor, not a lot, just a little bit butter to give it that smoothness and creaminess that you want to look for. That finish, that last finish that you look for in the product when you taste it on the back of your tongue and the roof of your mouth. About a tablespoon of butter, right there, and we'll finish it all instead with that fresh rosemary. Have that butter in there, make sure it's all melted. That hot pan and quinoa touches it to melt out. Now this is beautiful on a plate because you have the colors of the red peppers, you have the onions, you have all of the different herbs that are up in there. And the last thing you do, just set it aside and ready for put on your plate with those chicken breasts. So that's it. That's your quinoa pilaf. Nice, simple, easy. Yeah, white rice, which I don't recommend. You can actually put your white rice and do the exact same thing. Right here, what we're going to do now is we're going to do some blanched green beans instead of smothered green beans. Less of a cooking time, so you keep that crunch the green beans. Back in the day, people used to pick the green beans off the vine and chew on them. You know, eat them. Still good like that, nice fresh in the salad, but we're going to try to keep as many of the nutrients and the fiber in as possible. So what we're going to start off first is start our stock that we're going to blanch the green beans at. Blanching is really like boiling, but at a lower temperature. You don't have that rolling boiling that you have. What you have is a lower temperature, and usually, technically, after blanch, you have what you call shocking. Shocking, what it does is that it takes the temperature down really, really quick. Initially, when frozen green beans are picked, that's how they keep them fresh, how they freeze them. They pull them off the vines, they harvest them, they boil them, then they blanch them, keep that green color in, and then they in turn quick freeze them, or individually quick freeze the green beans. Okay, so what you have here is chicken stock. What we have here is a little chicken base. Chicken base is chicken stock that's been reduced down to just intensify the chicken flavor. So chicken stock in its container has flavor, but it just doesn't have as much flavor. So we have our chicken stock, and we add a little chicken base here to intensify the flavor. We bring it here, and it's mainly like a paste. And basically you put that and basically season just about anything. If you had chicken base, you were roasting the chicken, you could rub the chicken down with chicken base instead of using salt, and it intensify that chicken with even more flavor after you finish roasting. Now, we have here a little crushed red pepper we just want to pinch. We're going to add that to the water. Then here, we're going to cheat. Green beans, normally, Mama, she would take those ham hocks and smoked product, and she'd add that to the water and let it cook for hours and let that meat fall off the bone. We're going to cheat a little here. We have some liquid smoke. We take that liquid smoke and infuse that same flavor that we took hours and added a bunch of calories and a bunch of cholesterol to add and put it right there for them green beans. And that's how we're going to infuse that flavor, that smoky flavor, into our green beans without adding any saturated fat and without adding any cholesterol. We'll keep it healthy. Now to this, on the recipe, we have 3 cups of frozen green beans. Just take those frozen green beans, add them to that blanching water. When they're cold, what's going to stop it? We're about to come to a boil. It's going to take that temperature down. What we're going to do is let it come to a full boil, and we're going to shut it off. We're not going to cook it anymore. The longer those green beans soak in that liquid, the more flavor they're going to absorb. What it's going to be, all the water that's in the green beans is going to leave out, and all the sodium and flavor of the chicken stock is going to come in. So when they bite into the green beans, it's still going to have the crisp flavor. It's going to still have the crisp texture, but it's going to have the flavor of a smoky chicken flavor. Here we have the green beans. They're actually getting small bubbles around the outside. We're going to let it come to a steep boil. And once it comes to that steep boil, as the bubbles start reaching the center, we know that all that stock is being rotated and all that flavor is coming out of that stock and going directly into the green beans. So right here is the point you want to be at right here. You see all of those bubbles is really rolling. What we're going to do now, just shut it off, set it to the side. Let it soak. It should take about 15 to 20 minutes to infuse all of that flavor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the chicken from the oven. Done now. And it's hot. You can see some of those flavors have released themselves from the pan that are surrounding the chicken. We're going to actually use the drippings, they call that pan drippings, to make us a smaller, not sauce, but a little small little, what you would call a au jus. Au jus means just in French, with the juices. So we're going to remove the chicken from the pan. And as you see, if you don't get any color on that chicken breast before you put it in the oven at all, you're not going to get much more color. Okay, we have that there. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to take the pan drippings, or the juices, and all of the flavor that has come out of that chicken from the soaking overnight that's in this pan, and what we're going to do is called deglaze the pan. A lot of times when people use the deglaze the pan is either white wine, but you can also use chicken stock. Use chicken stock, you can deglaze the pan with vinegar, like some people use with balsamic vinegar or a number of things like that. But all these little bits and pieces that stuck to the pan, that's flavor. You want to get that out of there and use that to dress that chicken with. So right now we have these pan drippings, we have it on the fire, and add a little chicken stock. What we're going to do is, that is coming loose and it's starting to infuse, the color is starting no longer sticking to the pan, it's starting to become part of that gravy, or what they call the au jus. I'm going to slowly release that from the pan, and it's the same things that was in that boneless chicken breast, so we know we were going to eat this anyway. But now here you got a little more flavor. So we got a little more flavor. Swirl it around so you remove all those little tiny bits and pieces from that pan. And what we're going to do now, just to give it a little character, a little body, we're going to add a slurry. A slurry is a mixture of cornstarch and water. It's basically a mixture of cornstarch and water. So we're going to take, you got to keep the pan moving, if not you'll have clumps. We mix that cornstarch and water, and now we just keep it moving, keep that pan moving, and keep that cornstarch moving. And when that goes across that chicken breast, it'll have what in culinary called nappe. Nappe is usually just what you have the bottom of a spoon or the back of the spoon. You take your finger and you run it through, and it coats that breast with flavor. So it's done. We're gonna pull it off, and so from now we're gonna plate up our meal. We done made our chicken breast. We made our au jus to go over our chicken breast. We have our sauteed green beans, and we have our quinoa pilaf. So what we do now, we'll just take a little of this quinoa, plate, like so. We have our chicken breast, and we'll get our green beans. And then what we'll do is we'll get our au jus. Natural juices. We'll drip that right over the chicken breast. Nice and healthy. Nice and flavorful, nice caramel color. And there you have it. Quinoa pilaf, roasted chicken breast, and blanched green beans. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got some tips that you can use at home. I hope you got a little education. Also, anything that you may have or any ideas, any questions, any comments, you can contact me. My email address is taste, T-A-S-T-E, the letter N, the letter C, @me.com. My website is www.tasteandseepcs for personal chef service.com. Thank you. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you tune in again. Have a blessed day. Amen.